Well, hello 3C. We're going to take a look at simple interest versus compound interest. Your last lesson had to do with just simple interest, how we calculate interest based on how much money that you borrow. Now we're going to take a look at compound interest and what that makes. So simple interest is calculated as a percentage of the lent or borrowed money. So we have this simple situation here where it says Derek borrowed $3,000 from Josh and promised to pay him a simple interest rate of 7%. How much will Derek have to pay back if he keeps Josh's money for 5 years? So that just means for every year that Derek keeps the money, he owes Josh 5% of that money. So I'm going to leave a little space here because I'm going to give you a formula, but we're just going to take a look at what this actually means. So he borrowed $3,000 and he owes 7% of that. So to find 7% of that, we multiply it by 0.07. Remember that you have to use that as a decimal. Use as a decimal. And that's for 1 year. So he gets the same thing every year, so we just have to multiply that again by 5 years. Now the simple interest formula that we found out was interest equals principal, which is the amount that you borrowed, times the rate as a percent, so that's the interest rate for the year, and then times the number of years. So 5 years is T. So 3,000 times 0.07, 3,000 times 0.07 times 5 gives me $1,050. And so at the end of the year, he not only has to pay the $1,050 back, but he's got to give this $3,000 back too. So we have to say the amount he has to pay back is the principal he borrowed, that $3,000, plus the interest that he had to pay for the rest of it. So principal is $3,000 plus the interest, which is 150 or 1,050, and that's 4,050 that he will have to pay back. Now, what if Josh had put that money in a bank instead of investing it in his friend? Compound interest is something that the bank gives you. It's not only paid on the principal, the amount that you've invested, it's also paid on top of previous interest payments. So it's like you're reinvesting your money at the end of each year, only the year you have more to invest, so you get more interest each year after year. So what does that actually look like? So instead of lending Derek the money, Josh puts it in an account for 5 years. So at the first year, he has $3,000. And he's going to put that in the account for that 1 year only. So $3,000 times 0.07 times that by just 1 year. Okay, so 3,000 times 0.07, you can plug that into your calculator as well, means that he has $210 worth of interest. Now that gives him a total of $3,210. So 3,210. Now the next year, this is what he's going to invest. He's going to invest $3,210. So this number is what the interest is calculated on. So he's going to get more than $210 interest in the next year. So let's do that calculation. 3,210 times 0.07, still times 1 because we only do it 1 year at a time. So 3,210 times 0.07 times 1 is $224.70. So our total, we've got to add that back on to this. So 3,210 plus 224.70 plus 3,210, whoops, delete, is a grand total of $34.70. Now this is what he invests in the next year. $34.70. And we're going to do that calculation again. $34.70 times 0.07. And again, it's only for 1 year. We do this 1 year at a time. And we get times 0.07. $240.43. So we have to add on 70 plus 240.43, and we get 36.75.13. Reinvest that, so that becomes our new principal at the end. We're almost there, guys. I know this is a little tedious. In Spiral 3, we're going to learn how to do this with an equation rather than having to do it in a chart. 36.75.13. 36.75.13. 0.07. Again, it's only 1 year. So 36.75.13 times 0.07 is 200 and, whoops, my pen just went crazy again. 257.26. So 257.26 plus 36.75.13. So we add this number for interest and this number for the principal, and we get 39.32.39. One last calculation. We're starting with 39.39. Oh, that should have been a 2. 39.32. I'm pretty sure I said 2, but I wrote 9. 39.32.39. And down here, 39.32.39. Let's make that calculation. 39.32.39 times 0.07 times, again, only do it 1 year at a time. 39.32.39 times 0.07, and we get 275.27. Last interest calculation, just got to add these two numbers together, that one, and that'll give me my total. So 39.32.39 plus 275.27 equals a grand total of $4,207.66. So that's how much Josh would have at the end of the first year if he invested it in a bank for that had compound interest instead of giving it to his friend. So in example 1, if we just click back for a second, in example 1, his total was $40.50. So, whoops. So we have $40.50 from example 1. And we have $42.07.66 from example 2. So something's going on here. So we just need to subtract those two numbers to figure out how much better it was to put it in the bank than give it to his friend. $40.50. Now he could have charged his friend compound interest as well, but that would have been kind of nasty of him. Minus $40.50. $157.66. Now this was only over 5 years. Over a longer period of time, the simple interest and compound interest diverge from each other, so that compound interest is a lot better if you're doing long-term investments. In the short term, it may seem like just a small amount, and from 1 year to the next, it's not a big deal. But once you get a long-term investment, then compound interest is definitely beneficial for you. So you've got a few questions to do. Give them a try, and that's that.